Hey, what's going on, Flash Mob? It's your boy Flash, and I'm back again with another video. And I thought by now, being it 2025 and everything, that we'll be done with this vertical video nonsense. But it just seems like it's just going to be here forever. So because I'm the way that I am, and I know that I'm going to have to shoot in vertical, I'm going to show you guys the absolute best way to rig out a Komodo X for vertical shooting. If it's your first time here, welcome. My channel is all about helping you turn your passion into paychecks whilst taking you along my filmmaking journey. If that's the kind of thing that you're into, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. So what I absolutely love about the Komodo X is that it's just a cube. So essentially you could take this little box and rig it out any way you want to and get anything that you want out of the camera. And it seems like companies really love this cube shape as well because there's a ton of accessories out there for it. Let's go ahead and talk about my camera cage. So this is nothing new for anybody that's been following my channel. On the top, I have the bright tangerine run stop plate. It's the NATO rail version, which allows me to slide accessories on and off. I have the red wing grip on the left-hand side, along with a NATO rail attached as well. And on the right-hand side, I have the bright tangerine NATO rail handle. Now, you guys kind of already understand that NATO rails is my favorite way to rig out a camera because you can get accessories on really quickly and you can get them off just as fast. So I love that. And on the bottom is where we have some of the more important items. So here we have the bright tangerine Ronin plate. So what's really cool about this plate is that you could use it on either a Manfrotto's type plate, you could use it on a bright tangerine plate, or you could put this directly onto one of those new DJI gimbals. I'm going to go ahead and take that off real quick. And we'll come back to this base plate in just a minute. On the very bottom of my Komodo, I have this GDU base plate. And now there are a ton of different options for the Komodo and the Komodo X, but I love this base plate simply because of how many mounting points it has. Like, look at that. You can mount anything you want onto the bottom of this camera. And what's also really good is that it has a couple of mounts on the front and a ton of different mounting options on the side as well. So when people ask me what base plate you should get for their Komodos, 10 out of 10 times I'm going to recommend this GDU plate. So yeah, now that we have the base plate off, what I like to do is rotate the camera to the side like this. And I do it this way because I still want to have access to the media card, and I also like having the monitor on the side over here. So the first thing I do with this build is I take my top handle. Now, I use the one from Bright Tangerine. This is the NATO rail top handle. I know, crazy name, right? But that's exactly what I needed to do. Slides right on via NATO rail, and I lock it on right there like that. Now, one pro tip that I'm going to tell you guys that you should always look into is any NATO rail that you decide to get, make sure that it has these safety bumpers that prevent the handle from sliding off by accident. Because if you don't tighten this down enough and you pick up the camera and it slides left or right, you want it to catch on one of these first before it drops off the camera. So that's just a pro tip. Now for the right-hand side, I'm going to attach my Condor Blue side handle. And I've been using this one for years. I just love its grip. If you guys can see here, it's made out of this rubber material. Great grip, very sturdy. I just love it. And of course, again, it uses NATO rails, so it makes my life a lot easier. So I'm just going to slide that on right here. Again, I'm just going to lock it down. So yeah, you guys can pretty much see the base of this vertical setup right here. So nothing crazy, very straightforward, but let's keep going. So let me show you guys something new. This is the Bright Tangerine Komodo side cheese plate. And the way that I work this onto my build is like this. Now let's turn it over to the other side where we had that Dex NATO rail. So what this does is it slides on directly onto the camera like this. Now for me, this cheese plate was a crucial addition to my vertical setup. And the reason why is because before, take it back off real quick. When I was putting on this base plate, as you guys can see, it only has one point of contact where I can screw it in. So this entire base plate will go on the camera from here, and it only had one screw that I can put in. Now the issue with that is that the camera would get loose and it will start sliding left or right and it wouldn't stay straight. So this cheese plate allows me to put the base plate on the camera and keep it straight at all times because it now has 2 points of contact where it can screw in. So let's go ahead and put that on. So just try and line it up as much as I can to the middle. Get it nice and straight. Awesome. And then what we're going to do is take the base plate and attach it on here. So actually, I'm going to take off the top handle first. and then attach the base plates. So all you got to really do is line it up. So I put one there. And now our base plate is rock solid. This is not going to twist or turn anymore whatsoever. What's also really good about this base plate and the way that it is because it raises it just a little bit. I still have access to the run stop button at the bottom here, as well as the power switch on the camera. Love it. So let me just put back on my top handle. Lock that down. From here, I would put on my battery. So I would put on my core battery. Give it some power. The other thing that I'm going to use here is my Bright Tangerine base plate. And this just gives it a little bit more stability, and it makes it a lot easier to actually hold the camera. So I'm going to slide that on real quick. Just like that. Lock it down. Then you have something that kind of looks like this. So I got my side handle here. I have a nice strong base to hold it by. I have access to my media card. I have access to my monitor over here. All I really need now is my monitor and a lens. So let's actually put on a lens and see what this looks like. So because it's turned, you got to turn this as well. Something that looks like that. I'm going to slide the camera up just a bit so that it's more centered. Now there's going to be a slight chance of me using the 50 to 100 millimeter lens to do vertical video, unless this is going on a tripod or something. But because I am using this base plate, it's actually really simple to go from something like handheld, running guns like this, or I could throw this directly on my tripod and still maintain that vertical format that we're going for. Now, the last piece of this puzzle, and probably the most annoying, is getting my monitor on here. So on a regular day, regular build, we're shooting horizontal, I would just take my monitor and slide it right in like this. Right? Wrong. On a vertical setup like this, you have to turn the monitor vertically as well. Now, you guys remember that cheese plate from GDU that I was talking about before that I love so much because of all those mounting points? That's where something like this comes into play again. So what I like to do is take my magic arm, screw it right into the base plate, something like that, as tight as I can. Then I'll take the other end of it and stick it into my monitor. Then I'll lock it in, of course. Then I'll generally have something that looks like this. Now, do I love this setup? Probably not. Now, if you guys have any better recommendations on how to get my monitor on in this vertical setup, go ahead and leave it in the comments for me. But for now, this is how we make it happen. The only thing that I'm thinking about changing on this build right now is trying to utilize these little side screws on the handle. So I can probably use another 50 millimeter rod option like this and stick it into the side here. And then I can just take my monitor and put it right into it without having to use a magic arm. But other than that, I think this setup is more than good for 90% of the things that I'm going to shoot on a vertical setup. I'm interested in knowing how you guys set up your camera for vertical shoots. Is it easy? Is it difficult? Is it annoying? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this video, guys. I just want to say thank you for everybody that stayed until the end. And if you guys have any other questions, again, make sure you leave them in the comments below. And if this video helped you in any way, make sure you also hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks again for watching, guys. And remember to look, learn, and share. Take it easy, guys. Peace.